Hello everyone, and welcome to the GKaiser Age. Today, on Gundam Build Mechanics, we are going to be looking at one of my favorite mobile suits, the Freedom Gundam from Gundam Seed. Specifically, we're going to be looking at the Freedom Gundam Master Grade 2.0 1/100 scale Bandai model kit. So, let's get started. Lucian GKaiser and the Freedom Gundam launching! Before I begin, I want to just go over real quick the idea behind the Gundam Build Mechanics series. In this series, we'll be reviewing not only the mobile suit model kit, but also the anime version of the mobile suit and how well the model kit represents it. With that out of the way, let's get to talking about the model kit. This is the 1/100 scale Freedom Gundam 2.0 Master Grade, released by Bandai in 2016, and is one of the most popular 2.0 Master Grade Gundams to be released by Bandai. It also got another release that includes a bust of the pilot Kiri Yamato, which is the version I have, but I'm going to be focusing just on the mobile suit itself in this review. So let's talk about the mobile suit and the anime it comes from, because this is easily an amazing Gundam mobile suit and one I personally love myself. The Freedom Gundam was a mobile suit designed by Zaft Military Forces after reverse engineering mobile suit technology from the captured Earth Alliance Forces Gundam prototypes. It was designed for high mobility combat with a focus on ranged weapons and being able to take out multiple enemy units at long range before engaging the remaining forces at closer ranges. The most important part of the equipment installed on the Freedom is a neutron jammer canceller, which counters the effects of the neutron jammers used by Zaft and allows this suit to be powered by a nuclear reactor. This gives the Freedom almost limitless combat operation time, even with the phase shift armor activated. The Freedom is equipped with phase shift armor that, thanks to the N-jammer canceller and the nuclear reactor, is capable of being active for a longer time and absorbing a lot more kinetic attacks than previous mobile suit models with the actual phase shift armor. The design of the mobile suit is sleek and effective for its role, and normally I'm not a huge fan of wings on mobile suits, but these have a very good purpose besides just looking cool. I also love the color selection and application of the colors on the mobile suit. It's very practical, still giving us though that usual main Gundam coloring of white, blue, with some red highlights and some black highlights as well. So now let's get into the differences between the 1.0 version of this Master Grade and this current 2.0. The 2.0 Master Grade Freedom has some really great posability and flexibility over the 1.0 version, but where it really shines is the overall redesign done to give it a more modern Master Grade feeling, and in my opinion, it's almost perfect grade level in detail. Overall, all of those new details on the Freedom 2.0 are much more intricate, there are a lot more panel lines, and it gives the kit a look that goes far and above the quality of detail on the original 1.0. Extra mechanical details are present, dimensions on some parts have been altered to more match the anime aesthetic and give it even more of an edge and more streamlined edges as well all over the mobile suit. Okay, so now that we've got some of that out of the way, let's go ahead and start talking about the individual parts on this particular model kit and the mobile suit itself from the anime. And we're going to go ahead and start with the top at the head here. The head has an excellent range of motion with a forward and backwards tilt and can even rotate 360 degrees with decent clearance. The head sculpt is redesigned from the 1.0 version to be more anime accurate and detailed, but the one downside to this great looking head design is a much wider V-fin that can interfere with the deployment of the wing mounted weapons, which we'll be discussing later in the review. Now, looking at the arms, they have the standard double jointed elbow and a nice wide range of movement even with these large shoulders, and they can easily be put into any kind of position you may have seen from the show. I really love the range of motion allowed by the arms, and the hands are a standard Seed style Master Grade hands where the fingers are fixed and you can simply exchange them. It comes with closed fingers, sword holding fingers, open fingers, and a trigger finger for the hands themselves, so that way you can mount the weapon, the beam rifle of course. The body is perfectly molded with great gimmicks on it, starting with the left and right chest areas. They have the ability to slide forward, allowing the arms to strike special poses like holding the rifle with both arms, and of course we're using the side grip on the rifle. The cockpit opens up, of course, and then the kit comes with an unpainted Kira Yamato figure to place in the cockpit. The body has a very good forward and backwards crunch, and then a decent side-to-side movement as well, so this gives you some good upper body posability. The waist has gotten some major improvements when it comes to the skirts and the connection for the legs. The skirts on the front have double ball joints on them that allow for them to be easily moved out of the way so the kit can perform, of course, a very high kick. The back skirt is on a double jointed bar that allows for it to move out of the way, allowing for better kneeling and backwards leg positions. And the mobile suit's designation is also molded into the skirt, which is awesome. Now, the hip connection for the legs has a special system on it that the 2.0 kit was shown to have that allows the legs to be pulled down and out from the hips, and then of course this gives the legs much more mobility and posability, allowing for much more dynamic pose opportunities. You can even pose it as if it's kicking another mobile suit a la Char from the original Gundam series. The side skirt rail guns are also mounted on double joint bars as well, allowing them to move out of the way for whenever you're moving the legs to pose them in different positions, which I really appreciate considering the size of the railgun skirts. Moving on to the legs, they have an incredible flex with the double jointed knees, and of course the upper thigh armor slides and moves along with the leg bend, which is a very cool mechanic. With the skirts in the right place, the legs can bend forward with a huge forward kick range that is extended thanks to the new hip system, and a great backward swing as well. The feet have a good range of pivot and swivel, which while the kit doesn't stand too well without some kind of support on the ground, I appreciate the range of motion that they put into the feet. The toe bend is impressive as well, and it has an extension allowing it to bend further than any other kit I've really seen master grade wise. Time to talk about the most unique feature of the Freedom Gundam, the High Mat Wings. High Mat stands for High Mobility Aerial Tactics Mode, a flight configuration of the Freedom Gundam in which its wings are unfolded for higher maneuverability. In this mode, the Freedom Gundam is better suited for aerial dogfighting, and the High Mat mode can also be used in space, where it enhances the Freedom Gundam's combat performance immensely. The 2.0 Master Grade Freedom Gundam replicates every detail of these wings, and you can see each individual wing vein can be positioned, and because of this and the fact that they have thrusters on each of them, the advanced high mat system can position them to allow the Freedom unmatched agility that no other mobile suit could hope to achieve without. Another feature on the wings are the M100 Balenia Plasma Beam Cannons, a pair of powerful weapons located at the center of each set of the wings that fold out into position over the shoulders when in use. These are the suit's longest range weaponry, and the Plasma Beam Cannon has the highest firepower of all the weapons on the Freedom, but they also have the longest cooldown after use depending on the selected output. The pilot can select to fire these in one massive outpouring of energy or several smaller bursts. Now, the ones on the 2.0 Gundam are redesigned completely different from the ones in the actual anime, which myself, I prefer the anime version, but the new ones are very good design as well. As you can see, they open up and extend with some nice opening vents that help to, of course, release some of the intense heat generated by this plasma weaponry. The only downside to this on the model kit is once again that new V-fin gets in the way of the cannons being deployed, so you have to be very careful when you're moving them into position, as they tend to rub or press up against that V-fin, and you definitely don't want to accidentally break it. Now, of course, mounted in the head, there is a pair of MMI GAU-2 Picus 76mm CWIS guns. These are close-in weapon systems that are mainly used to intercept incoming missiles and enemy units at close range, along with destroying lightly armored targets. Moving down to the hips, we have the other long to medium range weapons, the MMI-M115, the MMI M15 Xiphus railguns mounted on each of the side skirts. They have a solid rate of fire, remain folded up into 3 parts when not in use, and on the 2.0, they are slightly redesigned for improved detail. The railguns were added to the Freedom in anticipation of anti-beam shields, so they can be used to deal with situations where beam weapons are ineffective. And they are the mobile suit's most powerful solid-based weaponry. There are foldable grips on each side of them, and which is replicated on the model kit here, and they can be held due to the great flexibility of the kit, but normally they're fired without the grips being used. Resting right above the railguns are the MA-M01 Lacerta beam sabers, the main close combat weapons of the Freedom. Since the beam sabers are powered by the suit's nuclear reactor, they have higher output than the ones previously used by the prototype Gundam series. The 2 beam sabers can be combined of course into a twin-bladed beam saber. This is known as the ambidextrous halberd, that's a pretty tough word, but is rarely used in this form due to the incredible skill it takes to wield such a weapon. The Freedom 2.0 beam sabers have a lot more detail on them, and of course they can combine like the weapon in the anime itself. The only problem I have with these are the hip holders where they are stored. They are slightly loose in them, so they can easily be knocked free while manipulating the mobile suit. Now, the Freedom uses an MA-M20 Lupus high energy beam rifle, and this beam rifle is stronger once again thanks to the Freedom's nuclear reactor, giving it better range and refire rate. It can be stored on the rear skirt when not in use, and the model kit replicates this perfectly. And like most everything else, this was also redesigned for the 2.0 Master Grade. The weapon has a handlebar, and that can be added with, of course, in combination with the added chest joints, which allow the arms to slide forward much easier and gives the Freedom the ability to pose holding the gun like this for more accurate long-range sniping. Now, the handheld laminated anti-beam shield can be mounted on either arm of the mobile suit, but of course, the standard position is the left arm. While it is not composed of phase shift armor, it is still made of a layered armor with an anti-beam laminated surface that can stand up to multiple beam saber or beam weapon attacks before finally beginning to deform. During intense combat situations, the Freedom can use the gun barrel port on the shield to shoot back at enemies while having the shield up in front of it to block attacks. The articulation of the model kit allows it to recreate this pose, and the shield can easily be held on its hand, and I appreciate the strong joints that even after months of having the kit in different poses still remain nice and firm. Now, the final thing that I want to talk about, and probably the most well recognized, is the multi-lock-on system combined with the full burst mode. This unique system allows the Freedom to target multiple enemies and attack them at once using a variety of the weapons on the Freedom through the full burst mode. To use this combination of systems effectively, the pilot must have high spatial awareness capability and the ability to judge which targets should be a priority. Kira takes this one step further because of being designed as the ultimate coordinator, and it can adjust the lock-on to only disable enemy targets instead of destroying them. You can pose the Freedom Master Grade in this full burst mode, and it looks awesome, and is one of the reasons why I love the Freedom Gundam and its pilot Kira Yamato. So, This is the Master Grade Freedom 2.0, a fantastic kit overall. The only problems I have with it are once again the V-fin size, making it so that they rest or rub against the plasma cannons, and the hip mounts for the beam sabers can be kind of touchy and finicky at times, causing the beam sabers to fall out while you're posing the figure. If you can get your hands on one though, the normal version of the 2.0 or the one with the bust, it is definitely worth every penny and definitely one of the best Master Grade Gundams out there that you can own. Also, it does come with a basic display stand, but honestly, you'd be better off getting one of the more advanced action bases because this kit really deserves to have a good adjustable base for all the different posability that it has. Now, this kit is very hard to find. For this review, I checked all my favorite websites, and the only one I could find it on available right now is Amazon or eBay. Not even HobbyLink Japan has it in stock. So if you want one, definitely grab one quickly because I'm pretty sure they're going to be gone soon. And definitely grab it if you love the Freedom, or if you just love Gundam Seed, or love the design of the mobile suit itself and have some custom ideas you want to customize it. Once again, thank you for joining me here in the Gundam Build Mechanics series from the GKaiser Age. Look forward to my next review, which will be on the brother of the Freedom Gundam, the Justice Gundam Master Grade. Please like, favorite, comment on the video, and let me know your thoughts on the Freedom Gundam 2.0, and also subscribe to see more content in the GKaiser Age, where I talk about my favorite anime, gaming, and entertainment media. You can check out the links to my Twitter and Facebook page to hear about upcoming videos and live streams on my Twitch channel that I'll have listed there as well. Once again, this is Lucien GKaiser signing out until the next battle.